I am heavily exposed to Tesla and Sol, making up for 89% of my total portfolio, which I'm very grateful for as I purchase both assets at a low cost basis. My question is, I have 1% exposure to Bitcoin as I wanted to jump on the faster horses. At Bitcoin current prices, would you DCA to gain a larger position or wait to rotate out of Sol into Bitcoin further into the bull market? Thank you for everything you do. You're a legend in our household. That's awesome. Hello, household. Bookhorn, thank you. Now, this one I'm going to answer the way I look at all investments. And what you see next may be shocking, but remember, I sandbag all my projections, everybody. So take this with a grain of salt, but it's how I actually view things. So what I did, I put together my current as of September 2025, which ends in 2 days, by the way. I'm very excited for September to end because you know why? Because Q4 rocks, at least if history repeats. And barring any black swans. Of course, speaking of black swans, there is a 1% chance of a total collapse of Bitcoin. That means Bitcoin price will go to zero. Okay? Obviously, it's not going to happen in a flash of a second. So you might be able to sell during the dump, but sometimes risk does happen very fast. Then the bearish floor for me is $70,000. I've talked about this over the last 10 months because that's the floor typically for Bitcoin at the election. And that the night before the election, the Bitcoin price was $70,000. That was November 5th, 2024. Okay, so you take the bearish floor probability, 30%, multiply it by 70K, you get 21 grand. 1% times zero is zero. Now, my base model, okay, modest growth, 40% chance, we go back to 120K. We've been to 125. That's not very exciting, is it? But anyway, 40% of 120K is 48K. And then bullish rally, you go to 150K. I assign a 20% probability of that, which adds another 30K to the kitty, and 9% chance of what I call the Super Bowl, the moonshot, supply crunch, people FOMO in, a nation state buys, we get a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Any of those scenarios, we go to 200K. But there's only a 9% chance of that for me. This is in the year 2025. I'm not talking 2026. I'm talking over the next 3 months. I believe the expected value of all these scenarios is 117K. Even you could eliminate the 1% chance if you want. Same thing, 117K. The price now, Bitcoin's just gone up $1,000 over the last 24 hours. We're at 110,356. So you could make another 6% on your bag of buying Bitcoin right now. And for me, that's not enough to get out of bed. And again, my goals are not your goals. Remember that, everybody. So buying Bitcoin here at 110K, I personally would not. And you know what I do buy instead. So that's where we are. And I don't want that to disappoint people. Whenever I say, oh, we're not going to $1 million in the next 12 weeks, people lose their minds. They say, oh, you're so bearish. No, I'm realistic. And remember as well, I sandbag because I don't want people coming back to me saying, you said the price was going to do this, because that drives people crazy. So I'd rather err on the side of being under than over. Okay. My reasoning is here. That's the way I approach every asset. I create my little EV tables. I do it for Tesla. I do it for Solana. I do it for all these other assets. And you should also have that same discipline to understand the downside and the upside and the relative odds of each. It's a very simple exercise, but I guarantee you, when you sit down and do it with pen and paper and you have your reasoning, your rationale, it can be very sombering sometimes, and it'll help you make better decisions in the market. So hope that helps.